It was a foggy morning when Emma Wells arrived at the edge of the countryside. Her car rolled slowly down the narrow dirt road until it stopped in front of a grand but decaying Victorian mansion. The house stood like a forgotten memory, its tall windows cracked, ivy crawling up the stone walls, and silence thick as dust. Emma stepped out, suitcase in one hand, a set of old keys in the other. This was her inheritance. After years of living in the city, working long hours and feeling lost, Emma had received a letter from a lawyer. Her late Aunt Margaret had left her the family estate, the Wells mansion. She had never even met her aunt properly, only heard whispers about her eccentric ways. Now standing in front of the old house, she felt both nervous and curious. The lawyer, Mr. Hawkins, stood beside her, glancing up uneasily at the towering house. "Miss Wells," he said, "I've handled many estates in my career, but if I may give you some advice, sell this place before it's too late." Emma frowned. "Everyone keeps saying that," she replied. "What does it even mean?" Mr. Hawkins hesitated. "Just old town talk. They say strange things have happened here for generations. After your grandfather passed, your aunt refused to leave this place. Said the house was alive." He looked away quickly. "Anyway, these are your papers. You own everything now." He handed her the file, got into his car, and drove away without looking back. Emma stood there staring at the mansion. The wind howled softly through the trees. She whispered, "Sell it before it's too late." "Huh?" and stepped inside. The air inside was cold and heavy, filled with the scent of wood and old memories. Her footsteps echoed as she walked down the long hallway. Family portraits lined the walls, stern faces, cold eyes, generations of Wells staring back at her. She stopped at one painting, a tall man with deep eyes. The plaque read, "Charles Wells, 1891. "My grandfather," she said quietly. "You built this house. What did you leave behind?" A sudden chill ran through the corridor, making the chandelier above her sway. She laughed nervously. "Okay, maybe I'll stay one night." That night she sat at an old desk, reading through her aunt's journals by candlelight. The handwriting was elegant but shaky. One line made her stop. "If she ever returns, tell her not to go into the cellar. The truth sleeps there, and must never be disturbed." Emma raised an eyebrow. "The cellar?" Just then she heard a faint thud from below, as if something had moved. Her breath caught. "Hello? Is anyone down there?" Silence. She opened the basement door slightly. Cold air rushed up, carrying the faint smell of earth and iron. She shivered and shut it quickly. "Not tonight," she muttered, and went back upstairs. The next morning Emma visited the town. People watched her as she walked by, whispering. In a small cafe she met an elderly woman named Mrs. Lucy. "You must be the Wells girl," the woman said, polishing a cup. "Yes," Emma smiled. "And apparently the proud owner of the creepiest house in the country." Mrs. Lucy sighed deeply. "That house. It's not just old, dear. My mother used to work there before the fire." "Fire?" Emma leaned closer. "What fire?" "Oh, it was long ago," Lucy said softly. "Your grandfather Charles was a brilliant man, but he was obsessed with the idea of life after death. After your grandmother passed away, he lost his mind. He tried to bring her back, with rituals, dark books, and strange experiments. Some say he succeeded for a moment. Others say, he cursed your bloodline forever." Emma shook her head. "That's ridiculous. My family were scholars, not sorcerers." "Believe what you will," Mrs. Lucy said. "But remember one thing. That house feeds on grief. Sell it before it's too late." Emma returned to the mansion uneasy. That night she decided to explore the cellar. With a flashlight in hand, she descended the creaking stairs. The smell of dust and decay filled her nose. Her light landed on a door chained and padlocked. She found an old tool and broke it open. Behind it was a hidden chamber filled with candles, old books, and a single dusty mirror. The frame was carved with strange symbols. She wiped the glass and then froze. Her reflection was smiling back, but she wasn't. "What the—" She stepped back. The mirror cracked slightly and she heard a faint whisper. "Emma," she gasped. "Who's there?" "Don't leave me." The voice was soft like her aunt's. "Aunt Margaret?" Silence, then a shadow moved behind the reflection. The candle went out. Darkness swallowed her. The next morning she found a sealed letter tucked inside her aunt's journal. "To whoever finds this, the curse began with the Wells mirror. Grandfather Charles made a pact with darkness to bring back his wife. Her spirit was trapped and the mirror became her prison. Every heir who touches it becomes the next keeper. The only way to end it is through surrender, not to darkness, but to God. Emma sat by the cracked window, sunlight touching her face. Her heart pounded. Surrender to God, she whispered. For the first time in years, she closed her eyes and spoke softly. "O Lord, if my family sinned, forgive them. If I've doubted, forgive me. Free this house from its curse and fill it with peace." A calm breeze flowed through the broken window, gentle and warm. The heavy air lightened. The ticking of the old clock returned. For the first time, the house didn't feel haunted. It felt relieved. That night she dreamt of a woman, pale, kind, with sad eyes, and whispering, "Thank you for remembering the light." Emma woke up crying, but as she looked at the mirror, it began to glow faintly again. A face appeared, her aunt's, but peaceful now. "You freed me," the ghost said softly. "No," Emma replied. "God did." The mirror cracked, glowing brighter, and then shattered into light. The sound echoed like a sigh of relief. The candles went out and silence filled the cellar, but this time it was a peaceful silence. The next morning, the firefighters and police stood by the ruins. The house had burned during the night, though no one knew how. Emma sat wrapped in a blanket, watching the smoke rise. An officer asked gently, "What will you do now, ma'am?" Emma smiled faintly. "Sell the land, before it's too late." She looked up at the sky, eyes filled with quiet peace. The wind carried the ashes away like whispers finally set free. The narrator's voice faded in. Sometimes what we inherit isn't meant to be kept. Some legacies carry pain, and holding on to them only keeps us trapped. But when we surrender, and truly surrender, we find something greater than all our fears. Peace. Emma walked away from the ruins, her face calm, her steps light. Behind her, among the ashes, a small shard of glass gleamed faintly. As the camera zoomed in, a faint whisper echoed from it. "See you soon, Emma." But this time she didn't turn back. She had already learned the lesson. You can't change the past, but you can choose peace before it's too late.